Today we're going to speak about the written word, Unit 10A, Student's Book, page 94. So the aim of the lesson is the vocabulary development, listening, reading, and writing. So basically, I can identify and talk about different publications. So we need to find out the new words, and I shall explain them to you. Publications yra publikacijos, tai yra visa tai, kas yra parašyta ir tada publikuota, pavyzdžiui, knygos, žurnalai ir taip toliau. Tai įsiaiškinkime, ką mes turime padaryti šitame skyriuje, kad mums būtų šiek tiek lengviau. Exercise 1. Speaking. What was the last book you read? Did you enjoy it? Who wrote it? Tell your partner. Šiek tiek vėliau aš pakalbėsiu su jumis apie projektą, kurį mes aptarėme prieš karantiną. Tai bus susijęs su jūsų skaitomomis knygomis. Tai pagalvokite apie pirmą pratimą, galite tą atsakyti savo žodžiu. And let's move on to exercise 2. So we have the list of publications here. We need to divide it into two groups, fiction and non-fiction. Fiction yra tai, kas yra pramanyta, sugalvota, tai it's not real. It's your imagination. And non-fiction is usually something that is real. Publications, tai leidiniai arba publikacijos. Atlas, autobiography, biography, comic, cookbook, dictionary, encyclopedia, grammar book, guidebook, magazine, manual, newspaper, novel, play, short story, textbook, thesaurus. Norėčiau, kad namuose pasinaudotumėte žodynų ir sužinotumėte, kas yra atlasas ir kas yra thesaurus. Nes visa kita yra pakankamai lengva. Mes su jumis tai esame jau mokėsi, bet dėl viso ko aš papildomai jums dar priminsiu. Autobiography yra autobiografija, tai yra, kai žmogus pats savo biografiją rašo. Biography yra biografija, kai kažkas kitas už jūs tą daro, pavyzdžiui. Comic yra komiksai, tai yra daugiau piešinių negu rašybos. Cookbook – receptų knyga, dictionary – žodynas, kur ieškome žodžių. Encyclopedia – enciklopedija yra dažniausiai toks sudėtingas didelis žodynas, kuriame yra viskas, ten, pradedant tuo, kas yra augalas, koks augalas, pavyzdžiui, žodžiai su paaiškinimais, jeigu tai paprašiau. Grammar book – gramatikos vadovėlis. Guidebook – gidas, knygutė gidas, pavyzdžiui, kai vykstame į kitą miestą. Ne? Magazine – žurnalas. Manual – instrukcija, kai, pavyzdžiui, reikia surinkti kažkokį tai baldą ar TV ar panašiai. Newspaper – laikraštis. Novel – novelė, tai yra toks ilgas apsakymas, gal kitais žodžiais. Play – spektaklis, čia turime omeny. Short story – trumpas apsakymas, tiesiog istorija. Textbook – vadovėlis. Ir thesaurus bei atlas lieka jums patiems. Okay? So, exercise 4. Tiesa, galėsite pasitikrinti žodį atlasą ir thesaurus pratime 4. Which publication from exercise 2 would you read if you wanted to? So here we have words, and in exercise 4 we have the definitions for the words. So try to find the definition for every word and match them. Now you should pause the video, do the exercise, then play the video again and check. I'm going to give you the answers, okay? That's what an atlas is. Žemėlapis, kitaip sakant. Atlasas, taip? Encyclopedia, right? We can find a lot of information about everything. novel. So this is a thesaurus. You find different words with the same meaning in it. For example, bank and bank. Upės krantas ir bankas. And short story. Let's move on. Open up your student books on page 133. We're going to do the vocabulary builder, only part 1. So here, page 133, part 1. We need to complete the crossword. So we have 14 words and we have definitions, clues, across and down. Across yra horizontaliai, down yra tiesiai, ne? Žemyn, iš viršaus į apačią. So, please do the exercise and then we're going to check. So, let's begin from number 1. Okay, then number 2. Four. Okay. Then let's go to number 11 because it's down. Across. So 3. 5. Cannot see the answer. Okay, let's check like that. 5. Comic. 6. Dictionary. 7. Cookbook. 8. Textbook. 9. Biography. 10. Newspaper. 12 is atlas. 13 is a play. And the last one is a novel. So after you finish exercise 1, let's think about a real example of a play, a novel, a textbook, a magazine, a dictionary, and a newspaper. Can you name those things? Maybe you remember a memorable play that you enjoyed a lot, or maybe a novel, or a textbook that was really useful. What magazines do you read? Your relatives maybe read. Do you know any dictionaries? Are you familiar with any newspapers? So try to think about them and remember them and revise. After you've done it, let's go back to the book. On page 94, where we began, let's concentrate on exercise 5. Do you recognize any of these characters? What books are they from? Do you know these authors? Jane Austen, Arthur Conan Doyle, Charles Dickens, Tolkien, Lewis Carroll, Stephanie Meyer, and J.K. Rowling. I would like you to Google them and find as much information as possible on these many authors, and then try to do exercise 5. So pause the video, do it, then go back to the video, and here are the answers. Exercise 6. So Charles Dickens wrote Oliver Twist, Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings, Stephanie Meyer wrote Twilight series, Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland, and Arthur Conan Doyle wrote the Sherlock Holmes series. Okay, now we're going to do some listening, and we'll hear a questionnaire. We need to complete the sentences with Matt and Rachel. So exercise 7. Take your notebooks. Get ready for listening. You may read the text or you may not look at it. It will be a little bit more difficult. Do exercises 7 and 8. In exercise 8, you need to listen again and complete the questions.
Lesson 10A. Exercises 7 and 8.
Hi, Matt. What are you reading?
It's a magazine article about famous authors. It's really interesting. And there's a questionnaire too.
Great! I love questionnaires. Let's do it. What's the first question?
How many books a year do you read?
That's a difficult question. I suppose it means fiction. You know, novels.
Yes, probably. So, what's your answer?
About 2 a month, I guess. That's, 24 a year.
24 novels a year? That's loads. I only read about 5. I do read lots of comics, though.
You can't include those. I read hundreds of magazines. OK, next question.
OK, question 2. Would you rather read a novel or see a film of that novel?
I'd rather read it, definitely. Then you can use your imagination. It's much more interesting.
Well, I'd rather see the film. More exciting.
I don't agree. Anyway, what's the next question?
If you were an author, would you prefer to be poor but famous or rich but unknown?
That's tricky. I'd prefer to be rich and famous.
That isn't one of the choices.
OK, famous and poor.
So fame would be more important to you than money?
Yes, I think so. If I was an author. What about you?
I'd prefer to be rich.
I thought so. Are there any more questions?
Yes, one more. Have you ever written a short story for fun?
No, not really. Only for school.
I have.
Really? I didn't know that. What was it about?
It was a science fiction story about the future.
Really? Can I read it?
No.
Oh, go on, please.
No, you can't. I don't want anyone to know about it.
So why did you mention it?
I was just answering the questions. I didn't want to talk about it.
Listen as many times as you feel the need to. Do exercises 7 and 8. After that, when you do exercise 9, think about yourself and try to answer the questions given to you in the questionnaire. Meanwhile, I'm going to share the answers for exercises 7 and 8. So exercise 7. The answers. And exercise 8. Do exercise 9 in writing so you can remember the words better, and let me remind you, you need to answer the questions from exercise 8, right? So let's move on to the vocabulary builder, part 2 in the book. So we've done part 1. You don't have to do exercises in part 2. I'm going to tell you what we are going to do the next lesson, okay? So part 2 extension. You need to label the pictures with the words below. Taigi kitą pamoką, kai jau būsite išmokę žodžius, tuos žodžius, kuriuos mes su jumis darėme čia, taipogi pratime antrame. Prašau, mokėkite žodžius iš pratimo antro puslapyje 94 ir jų apibūdinimus. Galite ir savais žodžiais, iš tikrųjų nebūtinai iš 4 pratimo. O tuomet kitą pamoką mes su jumis padarysime Vocabulary Builder Part 2 bei pratybas. Okay?